So I thought we was friends, y'all. Why y'all didn't tell me how insane this season is about to be? Why y'all didn't put me on game? You wanna know what? It's my fault. I haven't been doing my reviews like I told y'all because or if you ain't hearing my other video, the electricity in my bedroom, in my kitchen, and my bathroom are the fuck out because I need an entire new circuit breaker for my apartment. So that's why I haven't been doing any of my videos because normally I do my videos in my bedroom, and because I haven't, the lack of light, the way the light is set up in my house right now is just all over the place because I'm just trying to, it's a lot going on, y'all. It's a whole lot going on over here. So that's why I haven't been giving y'all videos the way that I should. But once, I think they said Friday they'll come to replace the circuit. It's crazy. I need a whole new circuit breaker. That is insanity to me. Never in my life have I dealt with some shit like this. But anyway, let's talk about it, y'all. Okay, this episode and then the trailer for the rest of the season got me hyped, y'all. I'm ready because I'm ready to drag. Y'all know what was that man's name? Was it Brandon? Whoever it was, that the light skinned guy 2 seasons ago who y'all sat on, y'all watched me drag him every single week. That's about to be Chris. Chris about to get that ass handed to him every fucking time. Every time. Until he proves me differently, he gonna get that ass handed to him. Point blank, period. Let's fucking get into it. I am going to leave Chris and what is my good sis name? Hold on, y'all, because I just watched 2 hours. Well, first of all, I want to let it be known. I'm probably always going to do my review for Married at First Sight the day after. So I probably won't do this episode that comes on tonight. And that's episode 4, I believe. So I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm going to do that tomorrow. The reason why is because I'm gonna be able to fast forward when I wait until the next day, like until, first of all, I record the show, so it's easy for me to fast forward through all the commercials and I can just get to the fucking point. I literally have a lot of shit going on. If y'all don't know, I always got a lot of shit going on. I got a life. I'm busy. So let's get to it. So yeah, before I get to, that's her name, Paige and Chris. Before I get to them, cause see, I got so much to say about them in so very little time. So let's jump ahead to also, please don't be alarmed if y'all hear like something stop. My boyfriend is about to come in from work for a little bit, so if y'all hear a whole bunch of nonsense, that's him. Okay, so who we gonna start out with? Let's do, what's her name? Is it Hallie or is it Haley? Let's do Haley and Jacob, okay? Haley is 28 years old. Mr. Jacob is 38, so there is a 10-year difference there, okay? 10 years her senior. Now, she says she's been single for 7 years, and the reason why she really hasn't, got into a relationship is because she can't really find what she's looking for. Either the man is, broke, or he's living at home with his parents, or he's not all the way established. And I'm gonna tell you this, when she said that, it made sense to me why they gave her somebody that's 10 years older than her. Because, okay, she said she hasn't dated in 7 years, right? And she's only 28, so that means you haven't dated since you were 21. I'm so sorry, sis. I don't know. I would like to know more about her background. It seems like she probably come from people that got money, because she say that she travels a whole lot, so she gives me, like, not that she comes from a shitload of money, but she probably comes from a decent amount of money. All of that to say, nowadays, the way student loans is set up, the way this rent is set up, and the way this job market is set up, most people in their early 20s are kind of still living at home. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. A lot of people are still living at home. It ain't really through no fault of their own. You know what I mean? It's real hard out here. Like, being in your 20s during this time, it's like, it gives me a headache because it's just not how it used to be. I'm sorry, it's just not, and that has to do with a whole lot of reasons. But I just wanted to say that part, girl. That's probably why, because you was in your 20s, like you're in your early to mid 20s, and a lot of times, a lot of people, they really aren't established yet. Unfortunately, we used to live in a country where you could be established, but right now that ain't how it is. So I understand why they get for somebody older who is more established. So that's nothing she really has to like worry about, right? So fine. Then we meet Jacob. Jacob said that he's a nerd. Jacob has a really, really, really big nose, but I got over it over, like, after the first couple scenes. I got over his nose, but he do got a big nose. But He is a nerd, okay? He said he likes a lot of nerdy things, so that's the only thing he is concerned about his wife, making sure that she's into what it is that he's into. He also said, when they asked, his friends asked him, like, what's the deal breaker for him? He was like, I mean, a dog. And that's facts of the matter. Like, y'all know I got a dog right here. Who, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? No, don't walk in front of this camera. Don't you dare. I still love him, but you gotta see, if you take me, you gotta take my dog. I have a big ass, like, if anybody watch my videos, I got a big ass pit bull. Like, he's huge. Like, he's big. But yeah, so I understand that, because I ain't giving up my damn dog either. Snow, go lay down somewhere. It's like a child that you have to deal with. Go lay down somewhere. Yeah, go in your cage and have a wonderful time. Okay, so yeah. So, okay, so let me tell y'all. So when I first went to go and look at the episode, right, and I was reading the description of the episode, it said that, like, one of the couples, like, their reaction to the person that they're marrying wasn't necessarily the best. So I'm thinking that it's gonna be them, because we already seen, like, we didn't see the whole thing, but we seen kind of with Paige and Chris. So I was thinking that it was gonna be him who was gonna have a bad reaction to her. But then, she come out or whatever, and they do their vows, and everything is cool, calm, and collected. He seemed happy, she seemed happy. So then they go and they talk, and of course it's very awkward. Like, sometimes with Married at First Sight, you got people who, like, they automatically click, like how to me, Vincent and Brianna, they're just like clicking to me. But you got some people where it's gonna take a little bit of time, so it's a little awkward for them. He not really saying much, and she not really saying much. She, you know um talks about, how she likes to travel a lot, and he's talking about how he don't really travel too much. He asked her, wait, what is it that she said she do? I don't even remember. What did she say that she do? I don't remember. I think she said she's in medical sales or something like that. I think she said medical sales. I think that's what she said. And I don't know what the hell he said. But he talked about his house, okay? Um, yeah, so she talked about his house, which I will touch on again in a minute, and how his house is really nice and it's big, and he got this, that, and the third. And she's like, okay, well, the only experience I have living with somebody is with my little brother, who lived with me for like a couple of months, but outside of that, I live by myself. So it was awkward, but he was trying, so I'll give him that. Um, when it was time for them to do the photos and stuff like that, you know how they do the photos together and whatnot. Y'all, why do I feel like I'm off center like fuck? Is that better? I still feel like I'm off center. This is the best y'all gonna get. So yeah, so when they was doing the photos and stuff, and everybody like, oh, y'all gonna kiss, they like, no, we not doing that. So I appreciate how they're both on the same page. Like, no, you could tell they're like very, I don't say private people, but probably kind of private people. They want to like build their connection on their own. They don't really want to do that around people. Understandable. Gotcha. Um, let me see. Uh, their wedding was cool. I'm going couple by couple if y'all don't know. Except when we get to the wedding night, then I'll go individually. Um, so yeah, so they're sitting there and they're talking, and again, like I said, she talks about how she travels a whole lot, and the only thing for real that stuck out to me is every single person, like when it was time for them to go talk to the in-laws and friends and stuff, every single person he talked to, this man is really proud of his house, and there's nothing wrong with that, because bitch, if I had all that too. What this man say? This man said he renovated his house, and it's different, so it's kind of 70s, and it got the sland, and they got a pool, and they got a gym, and they got a sauna, and he got a beach, and he got a hot tub. So when he first said that to her, I said, yes, bitch, move out of your crib and go live with him. Like, I don't even know, they probably gonna share a space like they normally do, but absolutely. Hold on, I think that's my boyfriend. Yeah, so he's excited. So I'm like, yes, sis, get your shit and move to his house if you can, because he sounds like he got a nice ass house. So that's them. Who else we gonna touch on real fast? Let's go to the little smaller people. Brianna and Vincent. When they talk to each other in-laws, that kind of went okay. You could tell that Brianna's daddy was not happy at all with the wedding. He already said that, but Vincent seems nice. And Bree said she want to get her back blown out, so I'm here for it. Then you got Eric and Virginia, and kind of the same thing like I talked about before. When Virginia was talking to Eric's friends, she pretty much told them that she likes to go out a whole lot. He does not like to go out a whole lot. So they told her that, if you're going to fight, you can't be going out a whole lot. Are you okay?
I'm pissed right now.
Alrighty.
With you parking in front of the goddamn house.
So, pause for the cause. People be parking in front of our house all the fucking time, and it's very fucking annoying. Like, people who do not live here, like people who are just simply visiting, they sit up here. There's 3 spots in particular that's in front of my crib, and it's 3 apartments in the building, and every single last one of us has a car. And so for some reason, when next door people come to fucking visit, they always want to park directly in our fucking spot, although we always have cones there. I know that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but bitch, that's my married at first sight situation going on. We gotta deal with that. So anyway, so yeah, so that's Eric and Virginia. Ain't much really to talk about them. And then with Claire, I think it's Claire and Ryan. I think that's correct. Not much happened with them. Let's get to what we need to get to. K. So, whoo child. So, we start off with seeing Paige go down the aisle, okay? Paige goes down. Now, I don't like the way Married at First Sight set this up, because the last episode, y'all had me thinking that my good sis Paige was about to be a little crazy, a little insane, like just the way that y'all was with the music and the editing. But no, it's Chris that's really the villain in this whole situation that we think of so far, okay? So, goes out or whatever. I liked her dress. I really liked her dress a lot. I thought it was very form-fitting to her body. I liked her dress a whole lot. Goes down to the aisle, Now, when she first came out, he said, oh, shit. Now, I didn't know what that oh, shit meant. I don't know if that oh, shit meant, at the time, I didn't know if it meant, like, oh, shit, like, this is not what I'm looking for, or oh, shit, like, she's better than what I thought, or oh, shit, is really getting real. I wasn't sure what that oh, shit was about, but we'll get back to that in a fucking second. We'll get back to that in a second. So she comes down the aisle, Now, okay, now y'all know how when they first come up there, and then you got the preacher who pretty much talks about, gives a brief description about each person, and they get the information for their family and their friends. Was it just me? Or did y'all notice that in the description that Chris's family gave about him, it was about a lot of money? Like, oh, he likes this, he likes that, he likes name brand, you gotta make sure that this, that, and the third. Like, it was all very materialistic, everything that they were saying about him, in my opinion. So that already got me looking at him like, okay, even though I heard about him being an entrepreneur and how he don't want, we'll get to it, Jalissa. Take your time. We're gonna get to it. Just calm down. We're gonna get to it. All right. So once they get married and everything, you know how they go out and they have their own little conversation. Now he asked her, what is it that you do for a living? She says she's an accountant. And he kind of goes, oh, shit. Like, oh, she's like, well, why? Like, what is that a problem? Like, why is that a problem? And to me, that's probably a problem to him because of the fact that he probably has a decent amount of money. And with her being an accountant, she knows how money is supposed to be spent, what it should be spent on. She's probably really, really good with budgeting. And he probably is used to dealing with a woman who probably doesn't really deal with that. It's more so like, give me versus hold on, wait, let's not do that. I count that dime the wrong way. It should be 10 cents here when it's actually a penny. He probably is not used to that. He says that he's the youngest person to own a franchise of some fucking store in Atlanta. If y'all could put in my comments what store that is, that don't only put that, because I know there's a whole lot of other stuff that's coming out about Chris, and I don't want to know. I don't like to know about behind the scenes stuff until the season is over. So I don't really want to know. Just tell me if y'all know what franchise it is that he owns. And he also says that he flips houses too, and she says that she actually has a house that she's renting out to. So I'm like, yes, young black people making money. I'm here for it. Okay, so she tells him, the infinity necklace or whatever that you got me, that's weird because I have an infinity tattoo on my arm. He's like, oh, okay. And she was like, well, how many tattoos you got? And I think he said maybe 2, and he said how he had just got one done recently. She was like, oh, well, why did you get it done? First red flag. He says it's because him and his ex got their name tatted on each other. Boop, the little thinking bulb comes on. Then after that, he says, yeah, because we was engaged or whatever. Mind you, a couple of months ago. So a couple of months before this show, He was engaged to somebody. Had their name tatted and all. Had their name tatted and all. Okay, so that was a red flag to her. Then, she talks about like, oh, well, do you like dogs? And he's like, oh, well, what kind of dog do you got? She's like, oh, I got a Yorkie. He's like, oh. She's like, what? Oh, my ex got a Yorkie. Why you gotta keep talking about your ex to your wife? That makes absolutely no sense to me. It's wonderful and great to know about your past relationships and stuff you used to do and all this other stuff. That's wonderful. But why on your wedding day do you keep bringing up itty bitty little things about your ex talking to your wife? That's out of pocket, out of line. That's not a good way to start off on a good foot. So of course, Paige is looking at him like, okay, all right, whatever. So when they get to like the reception and stuff, she talks to her friends about how she's a little bit worried, about how he's not really paying her attention. He's not really looking at her a lot. He's kind of like doing his own thing for real. So then when both of them are sitting down eating and stuff, he talks about how he was homeless for a couple of months. I think he like went to business school, then he went to Florida, and he didn't get an apartment. He just got a car that he could rent out, and he slept in the car for months on months on months until he was offered a job in Atlanta. Then he came to Atlanta, and I think he said his first check was like $12,000. So ever since then, he pretty much, I guess, been quote unquote balling. Okay, quote unquote balling. So that's that. Then she, of course, because you brought up your ex, she's gonna ask, so what happened with you and your ex? Like, why didn't that work out? And he says, oh, well, she didn't trust me and I didn't trust her. He kind of alluded to the fact that he might have cheated on her, because he did say, well, I wasn't really getting anything for her, so I did have other friends and stuff that I will go to and talk to. That gives me, I cheated on her, or I was about to cheat on her, or something like that. Something like that. That's what that gave me. Then the questions start getting real, to me, inappropriate. Now, granted, y'all are married, and granted, these are questions that should be asked eventually, but I don't really know how to feel about this question being asked right here and now. It kind of gave me like when y'all remember when Mika and Michael, when they was on that plane and the whole honeymoon was a mess, because when he got on the plane, he asked her about whether or not they was gonna have sex. It kind of gives me that, but like we're more. He asked her if she was a virgin. He asked her if she had a high sex drive. He asked her if she was on like contraception. Like it was just a lot. What you looking for, baby? Yeah, it was just a lot. Like I didn't understand him asking her all of that, but in my opinion, I feel like the reason why is because, okay, so he said before, right, that he wanted to find a woman that didn't really want him for his money. So from what I'm getting is that you're used to women just throwing their vagina at you left and right. Like you're just used to women throwing their vagina at you because you have some money, and so you probably feel comfortable enough to ask her that type of stuff. But you could tell she was uncomfortable. That's nothing that you ask somebody that you first meet. You could have waited to the honeymoon to at least ask her that, but to be sitting there and like that, it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate, sir. It's just inappropriate, because you wouldn't ask a girl that if you went on a date with her the first time. But again, I don't know the type of hoes that you've been dealing with, and especially you in Atlanta, so that's a different breed. Like y'all know how we have like gold diggers and then we have hoes. ATL gold digger and hoes are like at a whole different level. I don't even know where to start about down there. And nothing against ATL. Shout out to ATL, but y'all know. If y'all know, y'all know. Let's not play no games. So then the in-laws, they end up, Paige ends up talking to her father-in-law, which is Chris' father. Chris's father seems very nice, but he also seems, I don't know, something about him, I don't want to say rubs me the wrong way, but I don't know, something's a little weird. But when they were talking, she asked like, well, what kind of advice did you have for me in regards to him? And he's gonna say, well, Chris works a lot. He works a whole lot. So when he comes home, he wants to be very intimate with his partner. And I'm like, okay. And he was like, not all the time, but he would like it. And his mom is like, just turned her head like once in a while. This is what his daddy is saying. Girl, you need to present that vajayjay every single time that man gets off of work. Present it. That's what he wants. And if you don't give it to him, I really don't know how this is going to work out for you. And it makes sense because on the trailer for the rest of the season, when she's talking to, I forgot, one of the therapists, she says that every single night they've been having sex. Now listen, if that is your sex drive, right, there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like somebody like Paige, that's probably not really her sex drive. You probably only doing that because that's the type of shit that he wants. And if that's not what you really want, I'm sorry. I do agree to a degree that, when it comes to sex, it's like a give and take type of thing. Like, I might not always want to, but I might give in every here and again if you want to and I don't want to. But not a every single day thing. Not as a working ass, grown ass fucking woman. And especially if I do not want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could come to a compromise of, okay, maybe 2, 3, 4 times a week, but every single day, I have stuff to do. I am busy. I'm busy. I got shit to do. I'm not sitting up here laying on my back every single other minute or when you want to. Absolutely not. So that's a red flag to me anyway. So then he goes and he talks to Paige's friends. We see him talking to Paige's friends, and they're like, they find out that he was engaged 5 months ago, so of course that gives them pause for cause. Snow, move, because if you knock this over, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Move. Thank you. So they're talking to him about that, and of course all of the friends get paused, like, so you was engaged 5 months ago, but now you're getting married to somebody you never met. Okay, I guess that makes sense to me. So he said this is when it comes out pretty much that he said that he wasn't, that he's used to having a trophy wife. And they're like, well, she could be a trophy wife. He's like, no, she's not. And then that's when he said, well, to be quite honest, like, she got a nice body. And he kept emphasizing that she got a fat ass. Like, I don't know how many times he got to say she got a fat ass. We get it. She got a fat ass. We can see for ourselves. She got a fat ass, but I'm not, like, really attracted to her. She's not what I'm used to. And what I get from that when he says she's not what I'm used to is, to me personally, I take that as if she is not your average Instagram model type girl. She's not your average Instagram model with the big titties and the big ass and light skin and long hair. She don't look like that. She don't look like one of the strippers down there at Magic City. She don't look like Lyra Galore. She don't look like Bernice Burgos. So she doesn't look like what you would probably deem quote unquote attractive. That's exactly how I take it, especially with him saying, oh, a trophy wife, because when I hear the word trophy wife, I think of a girl who simply is beautiful. There's nothing else more engaging about her, but she's just simply a beautiful girl to have on my arm. And he said that that's what he's used to, and that's not, and she's not that. Now, they got offended when he said she's not what I want, but she's probably what I need. Now, I can understand being offended by that, but what I think he means by that is, because he even said out his mouth, she's not the type of girl that I will go for. And I think even one of her friends alluded to it. Oh, what you mean? Like, the fact that she actually, like, thinks for herself and she has a mind and she's smart and all that? That's what I think he means. I think in our reality, he wants a quote-unquote trophy wife, meaning he wants a girl that's just going to sit there, shut her mouth, not say anything, give him head when he wants to, have sex with him when he wants to, and really says nothing else. He just goes to work, comes home, and she's there pretty much to be his sex doll, in my opinion. Versus a woman who's actually going to challenge him and his beliefs and his thoughts, and actually be able to, like the girl said, pretty much someone that's on your level. You're not used to dealing with nobody that's on your level, so you're taking a little bit aback, even though that's what you said that you wanted. So I get that's not what I want, but it's what I need. Yeah, you do need a woman that's actually going to tell you about yourself when you need to be told about yourself, versus sitting there and just, and like he even alluded to it, he was like, I'm used to girls that's always asking for money, right? Because they don't got nothing else to fucking offer. When her friend sat down with Paige, they gave her some real advice, like, we're a little bit concerned about the engagement thing, and he makes inappropriate jokes, because what did he say about, they said, oh, what are you excited about? He said the honeymoon baby. So you was engaged a couple months ago. You just met her today getting married, and now all of a sudden you want to have a baby on your honeymoon. Get him out of here. I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I'm fed up. So yeah, so that's that. So then when he's talking to his friends, and they're asking him about if he plans on smashing her tonight, he's like, I mean, I don't really know. Like, it's not that she's not attractive. She is attractive. I mean, I lifted up her what is it, like, her train, and I looked up and I said, oh my god. He kept saying that she had a fat ass, and it was actually really bothering me. Like, I understand that she do, but the fact that you want to keep saying it over and over and over again really pisses me off. So then it's the wedding night, the wedding night, and let me see, who do I go? Vincent and Bree, I think, are very cute. Eric and Virginia seems very happy. I think that they're going to smash. If anybody who's going to smash, I think Eric and Virginia will, because Virginia really wants to get her back blown out. She's made that more than clear. She wants to get her back blown out. Who's the other one? Haley and Jacob, they're still very awkward, you could tell, with each other. But then, like I said, when we get to Chris or whatever, Chris and Paige, and she's getting, when she's like, okay, I'm about to get ready, he was like, oh, I'll help you. And you could see her face like, okay. I didn't ask you to help me. I said, I'm going to get undressed. I didn't say, can you help me get undressed? I said, I'm going to do it. But he went in, go ahead and jumped the gun and said, I'm going to help you get undressed. Then she got undressed. And then again, he's talking about, she don't got a fat ASS. She got a fat AZZZ. And that's what it is that I like. I don't really know about everything else. It's going to take me time to fall more for her. But right now, I mean, she got a nice body. Nigga, is that all you can say? Cause you might as well pack this up and go home if all you want to talk about is the fact that she got a nice body. I'm frustrated, y'all. I'm frustrated. Every single time I get on this camera, I'm frustrated. But I'll be back probably tomorrow. I'm not gonna review the show tonight, but I'll be back tomorrow to review the rest of the show. I'm out.